A mother's love never ends, not in grief, not in silence, not in the fight for justice. She carries her child in her heart, even when the world no longer sees them. In every tear, there is strength. In every cry for truth, there is love. Today, we honor the brave mothers who continue to stand, speak, and seek justice. Because a mother's love never ends. Welcome to the second week of Mental Health Awareness Month, featuring the powerful voices of our guest speakers, Jennifer Backstrom, Brooke Sanders, Tiffany Smith, hosted by Ashley Mackenzie Smith and Vakelvian Holmes. Today, we say their names, not just in remembrance, but in honor of the love that still lives. Their stories matter. Their voices echo through the strength of the women they left behind. And now, we give space to the mothers to share their truth, their pain, and their power. Let us listen, let us remember, and let us stand with them.
All right, y'all. Well, welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
really excited because we got some amazing women on here. So we have, of course, again, Jennifer, that is Tehran's mother. So she'll be speaking today. And then we have Vakelvian Holmes, which is Eric Holmes' mom. Y'all know we always riding together. And then my new bestie, my new friend, Tiffany Smith with Angel Moms Collective. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started because we are a little bit behind. So we'll do let's go ahead and open up with our prayer. I feel like we should, open up with prayer first. So let's do that. So Heavenly Father, so everybody can close their eyes, bow their heads. Heavenly Father, we come today in this sacred space, lifting up all mothers who carry the weight of grief. We ask for your comfort to surround them, your peace to fill their hearts, and your strength to guide them through each moment. May they feel the embrace of love that transcends loss, and may their spirits find healing in your presence. Bless these mothers with resilience, and may they continue to honor the memory of their children with courage and grace. We pray for this event that it may be a space of healing, understanding, and connection. May the stories shared tonight offer comfort, and may all we attend find support, peace, and hope through all collective voices. We thank you for your gift of love, and we trust that your light will lead us through our darkest days. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and let Jennifer go ahead and speak a little bit about, of course, her son, what grief looks like as a mother, and just open up, just vent. Whatever you have to say that you feel like you want to put out, that you haven't before, because I know you came on before on another one of our town halls, but this town hall is mostly about grief and how you're getting through it.
Okay. So I'm Jennifer Backstrom, Tehran Evans Jr.'s mom. Tehran was murdered on January 8th, 2021. And so I was listening to your last town hall and realized that what I'm doing is how I'm coping. And I thought that was more of a trying to avoid grieving. But how, like, every day I'm making calls, I'm emailing, I'm protesting, I'm making videos, I'm filling myself up with getting justice for my son. And I guess that's how I'm coping with it. I can't imagine how my life would be without doing any of that. I pray every day. I'm starting back with writing. I'm still looking for a therapist, depressed, I have 2 other children and 4 grandkids. So they definitely keep me going and keep me smiling, and take me away from momentarily, this fight, but I'm grateful to be on here and grateful to get to know all of you and share our stories and our journeys together.
So, what does Mother's Day feel like now that he's gone? Like, what does that bond look like, or that emptiness look like, for you?
Um, for me, it almost looks it feels selfish because I spend more of the day sad and depressed than as happy as I should be with my other children and family members and stuff. So I feel a lot of times I fake more than I'm really happy.
Yeah, I think we all
It's
do
just
that.
sad, It's just sad day for us. So it's pretty much just a fake smile. You know,
Yeah, I think we all experience that. So,
yeah.
like, what does your support system look like? Um,
Mm. Um, you guys are my support system. The people I've met on social media and who are sharing Tehran's story and making calls and helping out. Y'all my support system. I don't have physical support system right here where I'm at.
so, what do you want people to know about, like, a grieving mom? Like, what state, or um what do you want the public to know what that looks like for you? Because I know it looks different from everybody else, and we all come from a place where we're like, okay, well, it looks like this for me, but it may look like this for you. um what do you want them to know? What do you want them to feel? What do you want them to understand?
I want people to understand grief has no time limit. Um, and don't expect us to get over it because we never will. Um, that's something I hear often is, spend 4 years, get over it. No, there's no getting over it. We may heal a little bit, throughout time, but there's no getting over it actually. Be patient with us, you know. And I don't know, for me, like when people ask me how I'm doing, it's I try to say I'm good, but it's not true. uh so I guess just for people to be there for us, listen and don't expect us to not be sad or grieving, and just for people to be more understanding, and listen.
Yeah, I think that is good for people to understand, because I don't think they really get it.
Right.
Coming from a mother's perspective, I can say all day that I feel good and smile, like you say. We do that a lot because we know we got to keep going, got to keep
Right.
things moving. So, yeah, I do that a lot. So thank you so much for sharing with us. But we're gonna go ahead and go to
Thank you.
Tiffany Smith. Um, Tiffany, I want you to tell us a little bit about Cameron, of course, my new nephew, and then also tell us about Angel Mom Collective, and definitely tell people how they can join as well.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, Ashley.
Welcome.
And so Cameron is my baby boy. He was 15 when he was involved in a mass shooting at Atlantic Station, and he was just a ball of love. He was the baby boy, and he brought the family together. And so it has been this is one of those journeys that never in a million years do you ever think that you're going to be walking this journey. And so out of my pain, when it first happened, I was angry at the world. I was angry at everybody. And out of my pain, I just started sharing, and I started sharing online. Initially, I was sharing because I was committed that the world was going to feel my pain as a mom who had lost her child. And for me, it was like the world caused this pain, and I'm gonna make the world feel my pain. But what happened is that other moms started reaching out, sharing their stories. And I realized that there was a space that was missing for mothers who had lost their children. And that's where the Angel Moms Collective got created. And the Angel Moms Collective is an empowering space for mothers because, you know, right after you lose your child, you wake up in this world as if you don't even belong anymore. Like I felt like life had ended and I was still here and I didn't know who I was and everything was just over. And so I had to figure out, how do I live this life now? What do I do now? And I went to different groups. I went places looking for help. And most of the times when I would go to support groups and spaces, I felt worse when I left than when I came. And in that moment, I was like, I want an empowering space for moms to heal and so that they don't have to be alone. And that's what the Angel Moms Collective is really all about.
So, how can they join before we get you to kind of break down on that? Because you guys, Tiffany is also a grief coach, and so that was one of the reasons why it was really important to bring her on here, is because this month is so important with mental health, y'all. I need to pause for a little second and kind of flip this thing because I feel like I'm looking at the sky and I don't know who I'm looking at. I'm really not tech savvy.
Yeah.
um, Okay. All right. So this is a little bit better. But yeah, you guys, she's a grief coach. And that was one of the reasons why we brought her on, why it was so important for Mother's Days, because we know that you're dealing with not only just being a mom to your other kids, but you're still grieving the passing or the transition of your other child that has transitioned. So you have a lot on, you have a lot. We're wearing a lot of hats. Not only a lot of us are married, we have mates. We have animal kids or puppy furry babies, and just we have a lot. We cook, we clean, we work, we wear a lot of hats. So I wanted to make sure that she could give us talk a little bit about grief. She does this. I want you guys to definitely go check her out when she does her sessions every week. Or Tiff, how often do you do them?
So in the Angel Moms Collective, we do online grief circles twice a month on Thursdays. So we just had one last night. So the next one will be on the 22nd. So every month is 2 times per month.
Yes. So you guys go join it. It's other moms. I got the experience to meet a lot of the Angel Mom collectors when we went out for the Rocket Foundation brunch, which was a really great experience. I know everybody was like, well, how she got there? I got there because of Tiffany. I don't know nobody. Okay. So it was her organization that actually brought a couple of different moms out to be able to enjoy that experience, and it was definitely one you would not want to miss. So for you to be able to enjoy those experiences, you definitely have to sign up and become a mother with um, the Angel Mom Collective. So it's pretty open. They're, like I said, they're an amazing group. And Tip, I want you to kind of talk a little bit about grief, like you would do one of your little counseling your sessions. So I'm gonna use you while I got you.
And
Yeah.
actually, just I don't want to interrupt you guys, but just I remember you just asked, so just so you won't forget, Tiffany, if you could just remind them how to sign up, because Ashley been getting hit with like that, with like, where's this Angel Mom? So if you could just remind them.
So to register for the Angel Moms Collective, to sign up, you go to angelmomscollective.com, and that's angelmomscollective.com. It's the whole name spelled out.com. And that's how when you get to the website, you'll see join at the top. Thanks, Anya.
Yes. Because I've been talking about y'all. I'm sorry, but yeah, I have got hit with that. Yeah, everybody was really excited. The all white got everybody going crazy, and we ain't gonna even say Quavo got everybody going crazy too. So, so yeah, so that's how you guys can sign up. Again, it's www.angelmomscollective.com. So if you're interested, please go there. It's a Google Doc that you can sign, and it will go straight to Tiffany so you can be a part, and you'll get emails or however she does her blast to let you know what's going on. You can also follow her on Facebook. She definitely posts all her circles, her grief circles on there, because I see them, so I know they're there. And so you can join that way as well. I ain't gonna say you can join that way, but you can be notified when the next one is is happening ahead of time. So go
Exactly.
ahead, Tiffany, go ahead, break a little down. Give us a little grief counseling coaching here.
So what was the question?
So what I want you to do pretty much is give us how can moms handle grief, or what are some good ways that they can cope as they're living their daily lives. We know that, therapist is always good, but some people don't
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable with going to a therapist. So this is why going to one of these grief sessions or circles will be really good, because it's a little bit more intimate. You don't have to like say, oh, that the therapist be all up in my business. I hear that a lot in the Black
Mm-hmm.
community. I don't want to go to a therapist because of that.
Right, right,
And so now you have somebody that looks just like you, has
right.
experienced what you've experienced. And I feel like that's a very good way of another option of therapy if you don't feel comfortable with seeing a therapist. I do know in our last session, one of the wives spoke and said, well, I don't like going to the therapist session because they can't relate to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you don't understand what I'm going through. Yes, you went to school for this and you know different methods, but all your ways are going to be the European American way of doing things versus it being a little bit intimate and personalized because they have not experienced that. And that's what you would get with dealing with other moms in these different circles. And there's lots of them that you can join. Of
Exactly.
course, I'm always going to root for this one right here. Um,
Right, right.
I am definitely gonna do that. But yeah, can you give us some ways to cope, and some maybe something that you discussed yesterday in your
Yeah.
session?
The biggest thing is like being on this grief journey. I think what makes it so difficult is like traditionally, like we were never really taught about our emotions. We weren't taught about how our brains work. Like we really weren't taught about how to deal with emotions, how to process pain, how your brain even works. And one of the tools that we use in the Angel Moms Collective is really based in science, but it goes along with the three parts of your brain. And you probably already heard it where people talk about the inner child, the inner teenager, and the adult. And what I tell, like when I first talk to moms, is when something like this happens, there is a part of your brain which I call the child who does not understand death. And that child is full of emotions, and that child is waiting for the your child to come home or your spouse or whoever when it comes to grief. They're waiting for that person to come home because that child cannot understand death. And then you have a teenager part of you, which is most of the times the angry part of you that's just like, what happened? And that part of you is looking for somebody to blame, whether it's the system, the doctors, the hospital, whether it's blaming you, or it can, like my teenager has blamed Cameron. Like, why did you abandon me? Why did you leave me? Like that part of you is looking for somebody to blame. And then you have the adult part of you that has found, like you found yourself in this world and you don't even know what's going on or how to manage all of this that's going on inside. And that adult part of you is trying to figure out, how do I keep moving forward? And so what tends to happen is when you don't understand how your brain works, you're dealing with all of that on the inside. And when you're dealing with all of that on the inside, like most people get stuck because they're like, how do I manage all of that?
Right.
And so in the Angel Moms Collective, we deal with it piece by piece. We take the child, we take the teenager, we take the adult, and we start to deal with it that way. And it makes it where it's not so overwhelming, where it's not too unbearable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, most definitely. So you guys got that. Like, so as you're learning who you are, there are multiple people that you have that you're dealing with. A lot of times we have trauma, childhood trauma, or it could be trauma that you had before you even lost your kid. It could be so many different things, and I don't want to really talk on the different types of trauma, because I feel like that is something that you want to do with more of a professional or someone that's kind of geared to that. But just in a nutshell, there you have trauma, that you have old trauma, old baggage that you have to release. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the reasons that I said that was because I was talking to Tiffany and she said, I'm finna do a balloon release. We ain't gonna say who she was releasing, but she said that she had to do a balloon release. And I'm like, for what? You know, like when she brought it to me, it was like I didn't process it until I had to sit down and think about it. And I'm like, oh, I get it. So sometimes you guys, just the simple things of releasing the past or releasing and resetting, saying, hey, I'm gonna move past this. If you know this one particular thing is bothering you or it hinders you or it keeps you back, is not allowing you to grow and heal, sometimes you have to release it and it's okay. And releasing could look differently from everybody. It could be from a shower. Like I love water. So a lot of my release activities, I'm in a tub or I'm in a shower or I go to a beach. A balloon release, just like how you do a balloon release or a memorial for someone that passes, is saying, hey, I'm letting this go. I've seen a lot of people burn, they write it on paper and burn it and let it float in the
Mm-hmm.
air. So there are so many ways that you can release whatever there is that's bothering you, that is not allowing you to move forward, because
Mm-hmm.
everyday life will stop you. We know that. And for us to grow, mature, and be able to let things go, to be our better selves, we have to release. We have to let go.
Right.
We have to
Right.
forgive. It's okay to forgive and not necessarily be bothered with that person. I had to learn that. I used to think that, okay, well, if I forgive, that means I got to be your friend again. No, I don't have to associate with myself if I'm past that particular stage in life, but I have to forgive to be able to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So releasing is gonna look different from everybody. I really wish B was on here. I don't know. She was supposed to come on, but she is Brooke Sanders, you guys. If you don't know who she is amazing, amazing lady. She does a lot. She has her prayer sessions. She does a lot of like holistic things. And so I don't know where she is tonight, but she was supposed to join us. So we will bring her back when she can. Life be
Right.
life, and right, things be happening. She's a mom, she has kids, so something may have came up. But I did want to put her out there because she is great. I will on my page put like her Instagram and things like that, so you guys can get tied in with her as well. Because like I say, I heard her from the first time. She was I was getting my clothes for the Rocket Foundation, and I got in the car and she was going on and she was talking, and I'm like, who is this? Because I'm talking about, she's so real, you guys. She break it on down to you as simple as like, don't do what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Don't overdo something trying to get things done, and you can't do it, and now you stressed out. So it was just the simple little things like that, just saying, hey, I can't do it. And she used workplace. Like, I ain't getting paid for that. That ain't in my, that's not gonna give me a
Right.
promotion. And those little things like that, even if it's just having a conversation with your manager saying, hey, I can't do that right now. My mental space can't handle it.
Right. One of the things, Ash, that this journey has gotten me present to, and it's not just me, I talk to a lot of moms, is after you lose your child, you get real honest with yourself and people, and you start speaking in truth,
Yeah.
because it forces you to be in reality and truth. And you start to realize, like, I think for me, it was like after I done lost my child, like, no, I don't have time to play. I don't have time to lie to people. Like the people pleasing, all that stuff, it goes out the window, because you really get present to what's important and what really matters. And so after the death of Cameron, I've been more honest and truthful with the people around me, but honest and truthful with myself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is a huge part of healing, is just
It
being
is.
truthful with people.
And I want to add to that. So, you guys, when we get truthful, we're not intending on hurting feelings, because a lot of people get. I will post something and everybody be hurt. Like, it is
Mm-hmm.
nothing malicious, or I am definitely not out targeting anybody. It's just like she said. You just become true to yourself. And it's like, if
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel good, I'm gonna express that. Is it and I hope that nobody takes it the wrong way. But yes, in this time in life, where I am, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna say what I don't like, what I do like, where I want to go, what I appreciate. I'm always gonna give gratitude and all that. But that's a part of healing, and that's a part of growth, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's walking in your purpose and your peace. Peace is very, very important. So I think all of us can say that that's kind of like that's where we are. When you lose, like I said, when you lose someone, that's just it just happens like that. Especially a child, you become your realest. Like you can't get no
Mm-hmm.
realest in that at that point, because you have
Right.
nothing to lose and you don't owe nobody nothing.
Exactly.
So therefore, it's like I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing anymore because now I'm walking on a journey of not only having to figure out what happened to my child or grieve and understand the universe itself. Because now we're learning a lot of things that it, everybody has an expiration date, regardless of whether or not we like it or not. So now it's learning how to accept that. And that's been one of the hardest things I know at first for me because Jay was like my best friend. Like I would call him, he called me, we FaceTiming. He'll text me something crazy, may talk about somebody, we rolling, like we was really, really cool. So when I lost him, I felt like I lost everything and not realizing that I still had people around me that love me, people that need me, people that supported me. But it just feels different when you lose that one. You know that you lose your friend. But you guys, I'm going to bring in Brooke Sanders. We call her B. This is who I've been waiting on too, y'all. This town hall is like the best one because I got my favorite people. And the reason why I say my favorite people is because I'm in such a healing stage of life right now that it feels so good to connect with people who have like minds, who are growing and want to see things. So I love everybody and I'm glad of everybody that came on here. But when you're in a really healing stage, when you really trying to let things go and you trying to reset, then there's certain people that you have to have in your corner. And these ladies on here, y'all, don't miss out. Brooke, go ahead, take it. Give us a message, girl, because that last message that I had, well, I'm still talking about it.
Hey y'all, I'm first of all grateful to even be on here with you ladies, and I just want to say before I get started, just light, peace, and progress to you all children who are no longer here with us. So I want to just start with that. I had kind of got mixed up on time. I was like, I didn't know if I was on Central or Eastern time
It's
in my
okay.
head,
It's
but
okay.
I had been thinking about like what I wanted to say or like what message could even been contributed. I'm just gonna let spirit have it. And the message that I had was just around navigating grief um in all of its multifaceted ways, holding space and having grace for ourselves as we grieve. Um but also, and it kind of came to me this morning, not in grief as an excuse to not be in alignment with your divinity, your destiny, and your calling, and not using grief as another form of procrastination, not using grief as a form of stagnancy, and not ignoring your grief as well to disassociate with the space and the season that you may be in. And so it's a very interesting and delicate balance, but it is possible as long as you are true to your soul, as long as you're true to yourself, as long as you are true to your emotions every single day of your life. And so understanding that grief can show up differently, understanding that sometimes it's joy, but also understanding that sometimes you just not the fuck okay, and honoring your. Can you curse on here? Because I ain't.
Go,
Good
girl,
Lord.
go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay.
But my bad. But sometimes you just not the fuck okay. And so there's not a timeline for grief. There's not a, okay, you know, you need to get over it. It's been this amount of years or that amount of time and that you got to get. It's like, no, actually, I feel like laying the fuck in the bed today. And so on those moments where you feel like laying in the bed, on those moments where you are angry, on those moments where you don't have the capacity, honoring those emotions as well, right? So that when you do have the capacity, you're not dragging your feet because you're allowing yourself every single day to navigate life true and honest to the circumstances that are in your season for this lifetime. And so that's what kind of came on my spirit today, because we don't ever get over grief. We just learn how to navigate with it. We learn how to live with it, but it's not something that gets thrown away in the trash. But also, you know, Spirit was saying that sometimes some can just use it as an excuse to never step fully into their power, when it does a disservice, because we are the ones that are living. And that's what I had to share with you all in this day.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So, ladies, do you guys want to chime in? And now it's just pretty much open. We've kind of, everybody's talked.
I think, yeah, like the whole using grief as an excuse. I remember at the beginning of my journey, right? Because most of the moms that I've met, like, we're strong women, we're independent women, right? And when people see us, they don't see what we've been through. They don't see that we're carrying the grief from the loss of our children. Like, people can't see it if they look at us. And because of that, people treat us a specific type of way, because for me, most people think, oh, she got it. She handling it. She good. Right. And so I found myself, like, in the first year, using my grief as an excuse. Like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, don't you know I'm grieving? Don't you know I lost my child? Until it got to a point I got tired of hearing it. And I had to check myself, because I'm like, okay, Tiffany, I got that. But you got to be responsible for you not allowing people to support you. You not allowing people to be there for you. You not allowing people, right? And so there were a lot of things that I had to be responsible for. But yeah, I use it a lot. Like, I just lost my child. Like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm grieving. I'm still grieving. And so, yeah, I think a lot of moms use that, and I understand and I get it. And, you know, I always say it's okay, because when it's time for you to come out of that, you're going to notice it and you will course direct. But that's a big one. And it was big for me, you know, until I had to course correct and be like, hold up, wait a minute.
That's big for me too. Like, and I'm learning, like you ladies say, you know, I'm trying, and every day I'm happy that you said that. Every day that I do get a focus, or I do, sometimes I wake up and, hey, I feel like I'm back to the normal me. Some days I wake up and I feel different. Today I woke up and I felt like I was Chucky. I even put, Chucky up there. Like, okay, today I really want to, if it's one of those days, I can go there. So every day it's like different, and it's waking up trying to figure out who you are. You had something on your page, Tiffany, and I went through, because Ashley, that's my dog. I roll with her, so I don't move on everybody. It takes me a while to get to know you, and she know where I'm willing to go. But I sit back and I kind of watch. So I went through your page, and before I liked anything, I had to feel it, right? So I got down.
I like you already.
I knew you too. I knew you through Ashley. Now I knew you. You get what I'm saying, and Toya too. You get what I'm. Was that it, Ashley? Like, yeah. So like I thank you so much. Like I thank you, because I really do. I appreciate you. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. And so I went down your page and I found something. I said, okay, I can share now. I said, yes, you said something that helped me to identify something that I was questioning. And I was wondering, like, who am I? And you said you look in the mirror and you will go to saying, who am I? And you said you lost your identity. And you explained it as we have gotten to be mothers for so long, right? We're mothers, or whatever you are in your job. You even use that, whatever you've worked to do. And all of a sudden you've trained yourself to be this person. I am a mother. And then all of a sudden your position it stops and it's taken from you. And now I'm trying to identify, who am I? I realized and listened to your video that part of my problem was I lost my identity. Mm-hmm. And I thank you for that, because for a long time, Ashley will tell you, we all rockers and I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. But to be able to identify the fact that I had lost my identity, I thank you for that. And thank you as well for your prayer and your spirit, Miss B. Thank you for that. Ain't no mistakes made and things that happen. And I appreciate you, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, like, for women, like, I had my first child at 15. So I've been a mother for a very long time. And, that identity works. I'm a mom. Mm-hmm. But when you, like, Cameron was the last at home. And so not only am I dealing with, I lost my child, but I'm also dealing with, what do they call it? Empty nester syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Where now I have to be with myself. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do now? I've been taking care of them for all my life. Like, now, what am I supposed to do now? Now I have to take care of me. And for most of us, I don't know about y'all, but when you came up in a dysfunctional household, you really don't have the tools. Like, you really don't know what that looks like to take care of you. You get what I'm saying? Like, how do you learn how to really love you? You know how to take care of these kids, and you learn how. But now I got to take care of the child in me, the teen in me, the adult in me. I got to get to know who I am. I got to spend time with me. That in itself is a lot.
Yeah.
I got to figure out, who am I, right? Not based on a responsibility, not based on something I got to do. No, who am I? What do I like?
Yep.
And I'm still in that space. Like, I just posted a video today about being in a space of uncertainty and becoming, and the lack of clarity. Because for me, I'm always trying to figure something out. Oh, I got to figure it out. And that's been the most difficult part, is to not have it figured out. Like, it's okay to not have it figured out. Just be. So, yeah.
I was going to that point. It's so interesting. My godmother was just talking to me about this. So not me regurgitating what my godmother said, like, I'm still trying to learn it myself. But sometimes we feel like we're supposed to be doing so much that we don't realize that we're already doing it. Like, we're waiting to find our purpose, or find what's the next thing for us to do, and the steps are already in alignment. The steps are already, or the fact that you decided, okay, I'm going to wake up today, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to be in gratitude, and I'm going to move forward, is already aligned with your destiny, because you're accepting life in itself. And that is a spiritual experience. Breath is a spiritual experience. Being okay with not knowing is such a spiritual experience. And so society has created all these different microwaved and commercialized ideas of what, like, spirituality and our destiny is, which oftentimes is rooted in capitalism, when just choosing to be is the decision.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I had a hard time when it first happened. And I remember my brother always saying, well, Ashley, what are your hobbies? I don't got no hobbies. I'm like Tiffany. I had Jalen Young. I had him at 17. So that it was no hobby for me. I literally went from a child to a mother. So all those
Our
phases,
kids was
yeah,
our hobbies.
yeah, exactly. So what I did do was, I've always liked Barbie, which was funny because I was like, oh, I don't like pink. And then I realized, oh, yeah, I do like pink. I like Barbie. So I bought the, what's the Light Bright that we used to have back in the day. And I just was buying like little childhood things that I remember growing up because I'm like, that phase ended so fast for me. So now it's like, okay, now let me go back to that and let me start finishing and closing some of those doors or some of those portals that never got to be closed because I never really grew. I, you know, I jumped straight into motherhood, so I missed out on so much of my childhood. So now it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do my light bright and smoke my little hookah. So we're gonna add some
Right.
childhood and adult fun all at the same at the same time. So yeah, definitely. So anybody else have
Right, Mom.
anything to say? Huh?
I was gonna ask Miss Evans, like, what's something like that you feel like that you've heard from from Tiffany and Bree? Like, what's something that, because I know I've been watching you too in your fight for your son. I thank you. Like I thank all of y'all that's fighting for your sons and fighting for your families. Miss Simmons, I seen you coming. You've been coming a lot on here. She actually mentioned that this is her first year without her mother. I'm 25 years in now without my mother. And my son hit a little different than it did with my mom. I can say that. I was young when she left, 15 years old. But um, so Miss Simmons, I want to say to you, for your mom, our condolences. I'm sure all of us feel condolences for you here online. To anybody else that's watching that's going to go into Mother's Day without your mom, if I could tell you anything that'll help you, I didn't see my mama for 20 until my son died. She had been gone for all these years, and I thought that your mother would always be gone. But when I tell you, my mama came to me before my baby died, and it was such, you guys. I think had she not, it was like I was feeling the comfort of my mother. And I told Shell, I said, my cousin, I said, my mama here. I said, baby, I said, it's like I feel her. And when my son left, she left. So I don't know why she can't, it was like, but when my son left, my mother left. So I don't feel that our mothers never leave us. And at a time that we may need them the most, they will be there. So if you're missing your mom this Mother's Day, just take the missing as somehow we have to do with our children and others, that they're not gone. They're only away for now. And if I can say that and hope they help you feel better. But Miss Evans, did you take something like from Tiffany and them? Because I've learned, and even from listening to Bree, what did you pick up?
So I'm just trying to, like usual, hold it in.
You got it.
Fight the tears. I can relate on a lot of things, you know. Trying to figure out who I am. What is my purpose more than seeking justice, you know? Before everything with Tehran, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, we used to take me and grandkids and everybody, we used to take pictures together, be happy and go places together and do things. And I'm not that anymore. And I miss it. And I know my other kids miss it, my grandkids miss it. And I really need to connect with Tiffany and Miss B, because I need that help.
Yeah, they're here. Whew. Okay. See, this is why I be needing needing a little help because I'm probably the biggest baby in the bunch. We trying to
I'm a
hold
country
back
by
tears.
crying too. Don't look at me because I'm gonna be
Okay.
crying. We gonna figure it out. But one thing about me, I'm a cry. I'm not a not a crier. So if you looking for somebody to not cry with you, Jennifer, I don't know. We like to get some things out, but we gonna cry around this motherfucker. So I don't know.
I get it. This is weird for me.
Right. One of the things, Jennifer, because I heard you kind of like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I misheard it. You kind of apologize for the emotions. Was I right in hearing that?
Yeah, because I try not to. I wait till everybody's asleep and I'm by myself at night, and then I might let something out, But
Right.
I, this here is just really not not me, and I don't want to get anybody else feeling this way, or so that's how I just usually try to keep it in.
Yeah, and I wanted to speak to that because you're not the only one that does that. We all do it as moms. We want to make sure everybody else is okay. I'm so sorry for how I feel or like I'm sorry. And the thing about it is that's why I created the Angel Moms Collective, because in most of our communities and our families, we're the strong one and we're being strong for everybody else. But the question is who's going to be there and be strong for us?
Right.
Where's the space where you can go and just be and just let go and know that it's okay? And that's what the Angel Moms Collective is about. Like in that space, all my moms know, no, don't. It's okay, because what that is that's that little child that's still wondering, where is he? When is he coming home? She doesn't understand. So to quiet her or tell her it's not okay for her to cry or it's not okay for her to be here, that doesn't work either. And one of the tools that I tell my moms is, when that happens, just take a deep breath and open up your heart and embrace her in your heart. Like, just take a deep breath, like you're opening up this big old, like your heart, and you're just wrapping your heart around that little girl. You get that? Every time she comes, every time that emotion comes, just take a deep breath and imagine that you're opening your heart and you're just wrapping her in your love.
Yeah, I can't do that right now. It'll be too much.
That's okay. That's okay. But it's a practice. It's a practice. And the more you practice doing that, and I'm talking to you, Jennifer, but I'm talking to all moms that's listening. The more you practice doing that, what you'll notice, we can't fix it for that part of us. The only way we can fix it is to bring our children back.
That's right.
We can't fix it. But what we can do is we can sit with that part of our heart with love. You can just sit with her and breathe with her and just keep sending your love to her. And however long it takes, we don't know how long it's going to take. But the more you just embrace her and not push her away, not shut her down, just embrace her, eventually that feeling will soothe. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I could definitely start trying.
Okay. As long as you can start trying, that's okay.
Jennifer, I tried with you. I don't know, Ashley, if you guys tried, but when you said that, Tiffany, he's looking for the key. I'm sorry, it got to be up there somewhere. But it's when you said that, Tiffany. I was over here taking a deep breath, and I felt like I was actually hugging that little girl. And Jennifer, I know you said it's hard, and Tiffany said you got it, even if not now, but if you want to try it while we here with you, because we may not be able to stop you or help you when you get off, and we can't do that breath Tiffany told us and grab you, because I felt like I was just I felt like I was hugging you, but I realized she was saying to give it to yourself and just hug it. So if you want to try it, if anybody else online, try it, because I feel like this conversation and where we're going. And Ashley, I thank you, because you put some stuff together, honey. I tell you, otherwise a lot of this stuff I don't, but you do. You put some things together, and the fire and the purpose behind it, even with be talking, is bigger. It is bigger, and it's needed, because we find ourselves in spaces. And I'm in a space now where mental health is it's crazy, you know, we won't go there, but to be in this conversation actually makes me feel like that I can take Mother's Day this year, 2025, with a different perspective. And I want everyone else listening, you know, it's easier said than done. Don't listen to me. I'm the out of my head one right now, but it's easier said than done. But I hope that this conversation, I hope that this StreamYard goes to a space that where Mother's Day 2025, that we can start accepting something and knowing and having the tools to start changing our grief allows us to be able to do something about it, because we can hold grief for our life, but if we don't do something about it, it's going to continue to damage us. So each little thing we learn, let's just try to use.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
be okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I picked up in, you know it, but it always takes somebody else to say it to you or say it out loud for you to kind of process some stuff sometimes. And that was one of the things that I picked up from, I can't remember who said it at the Rocket Foundation event, but they said it is okay to be okay. So when we're having those moments where we just feel like we need to shut down, just shut down. It's okay to shut down. It's okay to retreat and go somewhere away from people and just say, I'm not doing nothing right now. I think she said, what did she say? She wasn't cooking. It's okay not to have that regular schedule go on and do something different so that you can find that peace or put yourself back together.
Right.
Because we're gonna keep going as mothers. That's just what we do. We're nonstop. So
Mm-hmm. One of the things, is it the Kelvion?
Yeah, you can just call me Pooh. That's what Ashley, you
yeah,
know, I'm working
I
better
be
in the
trying
Pooh
to be
space right now. That's why I
professional.
tell them they got to watch it.
Yeah, I try to
Okay.
stay professional and say her name, but yeah, she poo.
Okay, Pooh, you said something like a lot of people are looking for, how do I deal with this grief, right? The focus is on, what do I do with the grief? How do I deal with the grief? And I want to challenge you to look at it from a different perspective. Like, instead of focusing so much on the grief, what if we focus on the power that is within us? What if we focus on, developing ourselves in such a way where the grief is no longer overwhelming or bigger than us, but we become bigger than the grief. Like, I was talking to someone today and I said, when you lose someone that you love, you become untethered. It's like you hanging out there in the middle of nowhere. And it takes community to bring you back and ground you back into this reality. And the sad thing about it is some people don't have that. So they're just out there tethered, right? And as you're getting grounded back into society and this reality, walking this grief journey, what if it looked like gaining the tools and developing yourself and building yourself up and strengthening yourself such that you're able to carry the grief no matter what, for however long you need to. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes,
what if we
ma'am.
shifted away from, what do I need to do with this grief, but who do I need to become such that carrying this grief is easier?
Yeah.
And I say, it
Thank you.
requires work. There's nothing in life that does not require work. So it's like sometimes you gotta do it scared, do it tired, but you gotta do it anyway. And when I say, and I, speaking from a spiritual perspective, because a spiritual person, I'm a hoodoo baby, just so y'all know. But just making sure, so for my spiritual beliefs, I believe in elevating spirits, in elevating the light of their spirit, because when they transition in certain type of experiences, it can be even more heavy. So elevating their spirit, but also to have the capacity to even do that, making sure that I'm elevating my spirit in this physical plane. So am I doing the work? And it could be things as simple as decluttering your home. and not even just, doing everything in a day, just getting rid of a few things at a time. It could be something as simple as shifting the colors that you put on so that you can walk lighter and feel lighter, you can dress lighter. It could be as simple as just opening up the blinds that you didn't even realize you've kept closed. Not saying you specifically, but that you didn't even realize you didn't even have any sunlight coming into your home to even allow it. But just spiritually looking at things from a spiritual perspective, um if you choose, and just honoring yourself, and allowing that to assist in the lightness and the work that Tiffany shared as well. It is my belief that it can help navigate. My mother is here, but my grandmother raised me for all of my life, and so when she passed away, that was my mother passing to me, because that was my mama. And so one of the things, because I was like 20 when it happened, so it was like, how now I got 3 kids, and I'm like, now who gonna tell me how to raise them back? But it's like the gems that dropped in between that time. But the only thing that really got me out of that space was choosing to actively take a step. Even I ain't have all the steps, okay? I was smoking black and mountains. I know shit got rough for me. Okay. When I started smoking Newports, I said, now look, Brooke, you ain't even seen your granny smoking Newport. Now you just doing stuff. But just choosing mentally to say, I'm going to take a step. Even just choosing mentally to say, I'm going to open my blinds. Even choosing mentally to say that I have authority and divinity and power over this soul vessel, so that I can, balance whatever is coming my way, even when it's hard, even when it's heavy, even when me balancing means me just acknowledging it and not doing shit else for the day. That is still an intentional step in a work. Even when it's like, I'm not waiting to cry, I'm gonna cry right now. Clearly, people on here understand, and now I can dismiss or demystify this idea that I don't have support or women that can acknowledge what I'm going through is the work. Choosing to release, choosing to be vulnerable is the work. Choosing to say I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired is the work. Choosing to get up and open your door, choosing to scream, choosing to, or women that can acknowledge what I'm going.
Sorry, y'all.
But like all of those things, prayer is the work, and it don't gotta be I'm on my knees asking. I declare and decree that in this day, depression does not rule me. I declare and decree that in this day, that even if mentally I feel like I'm about to tear shit up, I have enough groundedness to push through and strategically figure out how I'm gonna tear the shit up, because it still might need to get torn up. But making that active decision is to do something that serves your highest good can create a domino effect and be such a catalyst for change in your life, in your divinity, and in your soul.
Girl, you got my stomach tight over here. Amen to that. I don't know what y'all feel, but she just gave a sermon. I had to go open the blinds up on it. I said, hold on, the kitchen blinds ain't open. Let me go on over here and open it. I actually felt that in my soul. And Ashley would tell you, I just started cleaning, and I said, people don't understand, if your house ain't right, your mind ain't right. you know, like, so I was getting back to that part to get that. But I thank you for that, Miss B. I don't have anything else to say. Everything that has been said in this moment, when I tell you, I feel it, I think it. I don't know who else may have received it, but I received it. I received it. It was a reason for you even getting on when you got on. Everything was clear, and I'm so thankful, y'all. I'm over here. Ashley know what time I'm in, girl. I'm over here. I got to put it on mute, baby, because one thing about it, if it wasn't for prayer, if it wasn't for a spirit or whatever, believing in something, I could tell you I'll be gone. So I'm in my moment. So I'm done, you guys. I'm just gonna sit here and listen. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank you. And thank you, Miss Jennifer. You got this. Thank y'all.
Yeah, definitely powerful. That's why we have you guys here. This has definitely been a Mother's Day special. So if there's anybody in the audience that may have a quick question, we have a couple of minutes to probably answer a few questions as we navigate to our closure for the night, because we don't want to hold anybody too long. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat real quick, and then we're gonna keep going forward. It's almost hard to close behind B. Like she leaves this space that is like, okay, well, dog, you said it all. It's like there's no closure that I could probably say that could even equal to what she just told us, y'all. So again, do we have anybody? Doesn't look like any questions, but remember, you guys, if you do have questions, you can reach out to them. We will give you your information. I know sometimes you don't want to put your business. I get it. You don't want to put it out there. This is definitely live. But you can reach out to them on social media. We'll be dropping those tags in there for you guys so that you can reach out to them personally. B definitely has all type of services. I just bought her tea and her bath, and I can't wait to get it. So I had to throw that in there so she can make sure my shipment on make sure
Look,
my
I was
shipment
talking
on
about myself when they talked about cleaning the house because I can't make no spiritual
Oh yeah.
products until the house is clean.
Okay, well yeah, we need you to go clean up. So we're gonna let you get past Mother's Day first. But I'm gonna need my stuff.
Look, everything is coming. I had got all my stuff. I got my hyssop. I didn't pull out the Psalms and the Florida water and the ammonia. Look, it's about to be elbow grease. Okay, the best way I can acknowledge my grandma is by hitting the baseboards because she been here cursing. Okay.
All right, so we don't look like we have any questions. Do you ladies have anything you want to say to close us out? Last minute thoughts that come to your head that you want to let the parents know, or let moms know? Anything touching your spirit real quick before we get up out of here?
I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you so much. Like I feel different right now. It's weird, but thank y'all so much, and I'm definitely gonna stay in touch with Miss B and Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all.
You're
Wow,
welcome.
it's so much. Wow, thank y'all.
You guys, also, I don't know if y'all know, but last month we dropped like this little digital, it's not a form, but like a digital pamphlet where it has a prayer, it has affirmations on there and things like that. So there will be another one that comes out today for Mother's Day that you can use. Like I say, affirmations, it's prayers on there, it's some quotes, and that may be able to just get you through. It's just sometimes the smallest things can help someone get through the day. So we hope that you'll be able to use that, and that can help you, and you can pass it on as well. Let's see. Okay, these messages come in. They sometimes distract me. But Tiffany, you have anything you want to say before we close out?
The only is just have grace this weekend and just be with those who nurture and support you. I know a lot of times we try to make sure everybody else is taken care of, and take this weekend and just make sure that you're taken care of and be around those people that nurture you.
Awesome. So, week 3, you guys, that's next Friday. We are doing town halls all month long. It's all about mental health. When a parent grieves, holding space for the unthinkable. So, of course, we couldn't leave our men out. And we will focus on you guys too next month when it comes around Father's Day. But this is for fathers and mothers next week. So, if you want to come on, you want to speak, let me know. You can DM me on Facebook or email me at saytheirnamesmonuments@gmail.com. Here, and we have a little surprise on Sunday. I was asking for people to send their pictures with them and their children. Some people did, but we will be on the news on Channel 2 on Sunday for a Mother's Day special. So if you guys are in Atlanta and you want to just come by and support us as we talk about Mother's Day and how we're getting through it and purpose and pain and all that good stuff, you're definitely welcome. Tiffany, what's the name of that place? Because you know I can't say
I think it's Halladome.
it.
Halladome.
Okay, so Halladome Eatery on Moreland. It's a new place. It's like it's like not a concession, but like a food court. And then they have a nice sacred open space, green space that you can go at any time. I mean, you guys can have picnics there. There's like a little lake or something, a little pond, or I don't. It's probably like it's like a pond, right? Let's say a pond because the lake was kind of big. It's not that big, but yeah, and you could go there and just it's like a really nice sacred space. You could do yoga there. You can take your books, some music, and just have some time by yourself. So if you're definitely in the area, they will be open. They have a full bar. They have all this. I mean, food is from Mexican to I don't know, Thai, ice cream, pizza. It's just all type of different stuff. And they are having something there on Sunday, and you can bring your children. So yeah, I think that is it. Anybody else? Pooh, you got anything you want to say before we leave?
God is good.
God is good all the time, right? All right. Well, we thank you guys for spending time with us, and we hope to see you next week. We have some more guest speakers coming on. Again, it was May 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when a parent grieves, holding space for the unthinkable. You guys have a happy Mother's Day, and we'll definitely be dropping those tags if you need some assistance from B or Tiffany. And definitely sign up if you are a grieving mom with Angel Mom Collective. All right, well, bye bye. This is it.
Bye bye.